It's Bern, and welcome to Happy Grateful Self. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my latest article that is on happygratefulself.com. It's called Married and Child-Free at 33. Here's why. And I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm hoping that this video is a little bit better than my last video, because I noticed on my last video I just had too much makeup on, so I hope this look is a little bit better. And I hope that you especially enjoy the topic. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm just reading my article here, and I hope that if you're on a similar journey as me, that it helps for you to know that you are not alone. So in today's video, I wanted to discuss my experience of being married and child-free at the age of 33. I'm just going to jump right into this one. I am married, and the next expected thing to do would be to have a child, right? In my experience, this is not the case. I love my husband Bill, and many may wonder, why are we child-free? Why are we still child-free after we've been married for 3 years? It's a personal and vulnerable topic, but that's where all the rawness is and where I can find my authentic self and just kind of share my current experience with you. So my husband Bill and I, and it's just kind of like a little history. My husband Bill and I have been together as a couple for 10 years. A little more than 10 years, but we finally took the leap and celebrated our union and got married in 2017. Since being together, we have had a roller ride of feelings on the topic of having children. I recall in our early years of being together that we did want to have a baby. We had what they call baby fever, and were excited about the idea of bringing a little us into the world. As you may already know, Bill has blue eyes and black hair, and he's kind of like a Prince Eric. And I have brown eyes and brown hair, which is the typical Chamarita Pacific Island girl. We both wanted to see what our baby would possibly look like and what he or she would be like, and what type of parents we would be. But in the 10 years of being together, it just never really happened because I suppose it wasn't the right time. Sometimes something always came up as a deterrent, and the longer we were together and waited, the less and less we felt the need of having or wanting to bring a baby into this world for many reasons. We have been married for 3 years now, and now more than ever, we're leaning towards not having kids. I would like to share with you some reasons why. Number 1, we're not ready. We are not ready. This includes mostly financially, but also mentally. Now, I'm not saying that we are immature or any other limiting beliefs that may come up because of this. All I'm saying is realistically, my husband and I do not have a budget yet financially to be able to responsibly support another human being the way we would like to. Number 2, freedom and time. The second reason why we decided to be child-free is we value our freedom and time. When you don't have children, you are pretty much free to do whatever you want to do. You don't have the responsibility of having to rear a child, which is important and time-consuming and sometimes restricting. I truly value my time and freedom. I feel like I can't get enough of it and already am running out of time. Could you imagine if I had a child? That would not free up my time, but instead cut my time in half or more. It may sound selfish, but it's the truth. I could use that time to allocate to other people, friends, family, and things. Number 3, our cup is already full. The third reason why we remain child-free and don't feel pressured to having children right away is we feel our cup is already full. This means that Bill and I don't feel that we have a void or that we are missing something in our lives. We are a complete little family between the three of us. Another reason is that I feel I just love Bill so much. Like, I almost don't want to, in a sense, lessen my love for Bill because most of my love would probably go to the baby if I had one. Of course, this is a morbid idea, but one day Bill and I will pass, or I will pass. And ideally, you want a piece of that person still in your life through your son or your daughter. But the fact that I don't have another Bill or little baby like Bill means that Bill is all the more mortal and all the more beautiful and all the more valuable to me. I will never have another Bill ever again, so it really makes me just value my husband all the more. He is one of a kind and a real gem on this earth. I also have more quality time to spend with my husband, just the two of us, and it's wonderful. Number 4, we have a dog. Having a dog is certainly not the same as having a baby, but in a sense, our dog is our baby because he couldn't live or survive without us. Frank is our dog. He completes our little family of 3. He's our best pal and our guarder of the house. Frank is a strong and smelly dog. His company is appreciated. His excitement to see us brings me happiness. One day Frank will not be around, and we cherish every minute that we have with him. When Frank is gone, maybe we will have the ability to travel more and maybe more money saved to fulfill our life's dreams and make traveling more of a common thing. Of course, hopefully there's a vaccine for the coronavirus by then. Number 5, emotionally too much. I don't have kids, but I have been immersed with children all my life. Growing up from a family of 6, I always had over a dozen nieces and nephews from my brothers and sisters. And even in my childhood, being away from the island, I am surrounded by the children of my friends. I imagine the joy and the pain that comes with being a mom or a dad. It is probably the most fulfilling role in life, but also the most painful. A mom would never want to see her child in pain or hurting, and emotionally, I think that if I had a child, I could not bear those feelings. I would be a mess, crying left and right, just feeling all the feels to see my baby grow. 6, life-changing events. So if you don't know me personally or haven't heard my vulnerable story, in my life I have experienced life-changing events. The first crisis led me to leaving my Marine career, and the second life crisis made me realize that I need to be taking medicine daily to care for myself. I need to reduce my stress in order to remain like a sense of normalcy. I need to eat properly, and due to these circumstances and recommendations or risks from my doctor, I choose not to have children at this time. Taking care of myself is enough. What if by a miracle we have a child? And this is what life and God has planned for us. If that is the case, then a baby will always be a blessing in my eyes. To experience motherhood is a beautiful, miraculous thing, and I don't look down on anyone who decides to become a mother. I have much respect for all who take on this beautiful, challenging, and fulfilling role successfully. Because Bill and I have chosen not to have children between us, because we don't always share this with everyone, there are always opposing forces or views that make us either feel like terrible human beings, lesser adults, or a feeling of guilt for not having one. Coming from a Catholic upbringing, I always was told that our purpose in this world is to love and to multiply. It is likely seen as selfish not to have children. This type of view makes me sad because I don't think that I am a selfish person. I think that I'm just different, and I just feel like I'm trying to live within my means. Also, being 33 years old, there is kind of a pressure biologically and from society that I should be having a baby any minute now. But it's not happening at this time for me. Maybe when I'm 40, maybe in the future I will adopt. These are just my thoughts on being child-free. Conclusions. One of the biggest reasons I feel people have children is they don't want to regret not having children. And it is also done for love. It may also be seen as being successful if you have kids. Is this a strong enough reason to have one? I don't know the correct answer, but for me, it is no. Will the future me regret my decision? At a bird's eye view, I feel like if I was supposed to have a child, I should have already had one by now. And I kind of look at my doctor in this circumstance because she too is child-free, and she is now in her 50s, and she's fine. She doesn't feel regret. So I'm kind of hoping that the same works for me. If I do regret, then well, that really sucks. But in the end, it was my decision. And if I did something against my will any younger, I would regret that too, right? Another thing I may feel at a disadvantage is just being relatable. In general, I sometimes feel like I'm from another planet. Many of my current friends have children, and I can't always relate to that. It's completely okay, and I embrace their decision to have children, but sometimes it does make me feel a little lesser and not so maternal. That's something that I have to battle within myself, and it's no one's fault but mine and my sense of worthiness. So that's all I wanted to share with you. In case you're in a similar situation or feel the same way about your journey through life. Maybe you are contemplating having children and you are now in your 30s. All I can say is follow your path and be true to yourself. Always ask yourself the big question of why are you doing this? This is your life. Don't fall into pressure if it doesn't feel right for you. Be you. And that's it. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, I would encourage you to check out my other videos on this channel. And that's pretty much it. So I hope that if you're also interested, you could check out my IG. It's called Happy Grateful Self. You can follow me on there. I just kind of keep like a daily routine on there, so you can see me on there. I also put on maxims and quotes that really resonate very well with me. So I hope that this article helps someone who is going through a similar journey as me, and have a good day. Bye.